Hello everybody, this is David with Honey Bear Honey Farms. Just wanted to give you a quick rundown on my version of a bee vacuum. I've needed one of these for a little bit, and I've looked them up on prices. They will run anywhere from roughly about $200 to $500. This is a real easy way to make one for yourself, and I've got all my material and stuff laid out that I use. One of the deals I use to start off with is I build these 5-frame Nook boxes myself that you can get the plans from Bee Source. They work really well. They fit your frames in it perfectly. This one's got some plastic and some wood frames in it that I'm using. I use these exclusively when I'm going out and rescuing bees. But I start out with that plan, and I already had a rigid wet dry vac that I've had for several years. Home Depot in my location, in my area, still sells these. And yesterday when I was going to do a cutout, I needed a bee vac very badly. So I already had this box here that's not painted, so I apologize. You can see some of my measurements on the outside of it that I had cut out. This was originally going to be a swarm trap that I was going to set out. The hole here in the front is the same one that I was going to use. I've just left it, and I'll show you the inside here in a minute. The hole is on a 1.5-inch center to the center of that wood right at the base for the landing strip. I also use these Milwaukee saw blades on my drill, and I use a Bostik nailer just real quick, and I use the 5/8 brad nails here for everything else, for anything I need to do to finish out when I did this. Now, all I did on this particular box was I already had the wet dry vac, but I took and had this extra hose here, and I took and drilled a hole right in the top of it like that, and it went to another vacuum that I no longer use. And then I took on the back side of this and drilled a hole here. If I get it out to show you, that the hole was a little larger than what it needed to be, and so I put duct tape around this to make the hole to the specimens where I needed, where I'd have a tight fit. Then I took some mesh wiring and put it on the end of this and duct taped it here, and this fits perfectly into this box. Now, the mesh wiring I used was just some aquarium wiring that I had that was extra, that was laying around, and then I just used a pair of Cutco scissors to cut it. Super simple. The other thing I did was I had some wood strips that was left over from this box here, and I used it to secure this mesh into here, so this hole is secure here. So on the inside, if you open this up, you can see where this hose will come all the way in. And if you look at the front where the mesh wiring is, all I did was I just laid this in here, took a strip of this wood, brad nailed it here with the 5/8 brads, and took another strip here and brad nailed it here. Now, one of the things you'll notice is I did not nail or secure this, and the reason being is the suction from the vacuum actually holds this in place fairly well. The other thing I like about this particular one here is you have this right here where you can take and you can lessen your pressure or your vacuum or you can have it full vacuum. What I found is I keep this all the way closed when I'm out doing the vacuum on a beehive that I'm needing to get the extra bees out, and I don't have to worry about it because we're not building up enough suction that the bees are hurt, because this is here. Now if I want more pressure, all I have to do when I'm out there is just put my finger over the top of it. My hands are probably larger than some people's, but I can just put my hand over the top of it to cause more pressure if I want more suction on the vacuum. That's all there is to this. This is pretty simple. This wet dry vac, when I looked it up, this one cost roughly about $100, and if you get somebody to make one of these 5-frame Nucs for you, they'll run you 20 to 30 bucks usually, from what I've seen. I just make them myself, so they're fairly cheap for me to do. I usually do 4 at a time, and normally what I do is I do not put this hole that's on the bottom that I have here, but I use a hole like this with a little sealer stopper in them, such that so I can use them for new hives starting off. Anyway, there's a few little ants crawling on there because I left some honey in there from yesterday on that bee rescue. But that's my version of bee vac. Hope that helps somebody. Hope it's really simple and it's a fairly cheap way to do it. I do not think you have to use a wet dry vac that's as big as this one. The only reason I use this one is I had it laying around and it's something that doesn't get used very often, and I just thought, well, this would be very convenient to use this. Like and share if you think this will help somebody else, and thank you for watching this video at Honey Bear's Honey Farm. This is David signing off. Bye bye.